you gonna say about it? I mean, it's the best thing to come out of Iowa since corn dogs.
All right, everybody, welcome to Round Table, around a square table. Today we're doing the Walther PPS M2. I have to admit, when it first came out, I was very, very skeptical of it, mainly because I didn't like the PPS version 1. It was very blocky around the grip. Just wasn't very. I didn't connect with it when I shot it, so wasn't a fan. Super skeptical when they came out with another one, but once I actually saw it, and now that I've had a chance to shoot it, actually I'm pretty stoked on this entry into the single stack 9mm carry gun market. Primarily because they have recontoured the grip. The grip feels a lot better than the previous model. Did they redo the trigger?
Yeah, the trigger is very similar, but
it's similar but better.
It is a different shape.
It feels a little different.
And the mag release obviously is totally different.
It's not the PPQ trigger.
It's not the PPQ trigger, but it is a trigger I would keep. I don't desire at all for any sort of aftermarket modification to this trigger. The user has changed the sights on this particular one. This is one of our personal guns. But other than that, no, it's just an awesome gun to shoot. It's getting harder and harder to pick a winner in the single stack 9mm carry gun market, because this is definitely a contender, and at $445 doesn't break the bank. So definitely a thumbs up for me, and had a good time shooting that one.
Yeah, I just really love that they brought the ergonomics of the PPQ, which was something that people really, really loved about that gun, and brought it to the PPS. I actually like the old PPS. I shot it pretty decently, but that paddle style mag release, where it was a big paddle that extended around the trigger guard, that was just so different from every other gun that I owned that it took way too much getting used to. I think it's a good design if you train with it and practice with it, but when everything else that you have is your traditional, American style push button, it was just too hard to get used to. So I like that they changed that. I like the trigger a lot. I can see why they didn't go all the way to the PPQ trigger. That might be a little bit too high speed for a stock carry gun, stock single stack carry gun. Maybe a little too much. But I did like this one. It's still a pretty decent trigger, nice reset and everything. Definitely better than some of the other stock triggers out there. So I was definitely a fan. Shooting it felt pretty similar to me to the Shield. Very manageable, very easy to shoot. So didn't have a whole lot to complain about, and I definitely like the trigger better than, let's just say, maybe the CCP.
There it is.
There it is.
More hate, man.
Yes, more hate. Yeah.
It still sucks.
That was a pretty short session. They just shot like 3 rounds.
No, that's open classic quick.
Yeah, just like the hair trigger, I'd carry that in my pants, hair trigger in my pants. I need 2 of those now. Honestly, it shoots a lot like the Shield, but I would say it's very similar to a polymer single stack 9mm. I mean, I honestly had trouble finding anything that made it stand out. First time I ran out there, I did something goofy, jumping before I shot or something, and I missed all the targets. I said, I need to shoot it again to make an opinion, because I didn't give it a fair shake. So then I shot it again, and I had kind of the same opinion. And it's just a personal connection, I think. And it might be these sights. I mean, it's got that big HD sight in the front. I'm not used to that.
Those are very personal sights.
Yeah, these are not the factory sights. This one has the Trijicon HD sights.
Yeah, and I'm not used to shooting with the big HD sights. Right. Although, you look at them in the shop, you say, oh wow, that would be a great sight.
Right.
And the rest of it, I think, is designed specifically for the American market. I mean, even though it's made in Germany and imported, this is definitely a change they did for the American market. This PPQ style grip is probably a change for the American market, and it's going to do very well. I mean, this is a fantastic gun for the space that it's in.
Yep.
Price is right. Shoots well for most people, not for me. Can't tell you why. Yeah.
And it's
think it's
also
good.
significantly less expensive than the original PPS.
Yep. So I own the original PPS M2, and I found it to be a fantastic gun. And the criticisms of it were things I actually liked about it. So the blocky design I thought was good because it just gave me more traction on the gun. I liked the fact that it had the magazine release was here because you couldn't accidentally actuate the magazine release in a holster. It would essentially stop it from happening. And I found it to be an absolutely fantastic gun. It was sort of the original, the grandfather of this line of guns, and it was really expensive. It was darn near $600 to start, and then it came down somewhat right before they released this, and it probably got closer to $500 at that point, but I don't remember what the last price was. But then this came out, so I was already a fan of the pistol, right? And the shield was $400, and that's what I ended up going with, and it's what I still carry today. I'm not replacing my shield with this gun because that particular tool worked beautifully for me.
Yep.
But I will say if I was starting over, this would be the one I would buy. Because at $445, you are getting the ergonomics back. They fixed some of the blockiness. They melted the profile of it a little bit, so it's just a little sleeker for draw and for concealment and all that stuff. The trigger is the best one. I like it better than the Performance Center Smith & Wesson. Mm-hmm. It's better than the $100 Apex trigger that I put in my estimation in my gun. The sights on it that come with it, the stock ones, are just kind of exactly what I want. So in my mind, it already has kind of everything I want. I do actually even like this. It's got this little cocking indicator on the back that shows that you've got, that you're at least cocked. Where if you were in a holster and you wanted to just check, did I remember to do that, whatever. Or if you're a guy like my brother who is a cop, he wears one of these as his backup gun under his armor, and he can just take a quick peek and make sure he's good to go.
With these sights, you can use that to.
You can cock it on your belt. I know, right, exactly. So, but anyway, so this kind of like fixes all of the things about this shield that I would upgrade for about $50 more than the shield. So in my mind, this is actually now an incredibly good value. It is the best in class. There are things you could do to make any one of these guns even better than this, but out of the box, I think this is the winner for me in the single stack 9mm market. So obviously, I'm giving it a huge thumbs up. Dan?
Oh, we're doing a thumbs up?
Yep.
Recap?
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't shoot it well. I like everything they did about the design. So, I would give it a thumbs up. I'm not going to buy one because I already own a polymer single stack, and this, to me, doesn't bring anything more to the table.
Right on.
But
definite thumbs up for me. I'll put it right up there with the shield and the Glock 43. It's a quality gun, has a decent trigger, and is easy to shoot. So I like it.
Thumbs up for me as well. I really like the changes they made on it. They made it more ergonomic without forcing my hand to be somewhere, which is what I dislike when companies make the really ergonomic grips and they're trying to force your hand to be in somewhere. I could get a better grip on it and still hold it the way I want to with a good trigger. Shoots really soft for me. It felt softer than the ported shield, and I think it's definitely a winner. So big thumbs up for the Walther PPS M2.